This month is going to bring you the much awaited victory. This victory is going to be very personal to you, very important to you, and it's pretty much so to do with the chaos, with things that have created so much chaos and confusion, and that affected you emotionally and mentally over the last 36 months indeed. So this is like a quite big jump that I'm actually seeing of the beginning of a rather important unfoldment that you are going to have in the month of October 2021. This is a very important month when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, indeed, my beautiful Aries, purely because this is going to mean to you so much. It's about the confirmation, it's about the news that you're going to have, and that in itself is going to be followed by the actual realization. This is a very important time of the actual personal victory, and as I said, this is a personal, sweet, little victory, and that in itself is also going to play an important role when it comes to you making a decision in November, because the decision that you're going to make in November, you see how things are actually going to unfold for you throughout the month of October, because by the time you get to the actual end of October, you will see there is going to be a very important spiritual seed that you're going to plant, and that in itself means that you're going to come to terms with something very special and something very specific in your life, but also you're going to realize the importance of this little thing, and I say little thing on purpose because it's all about the actual seed that you're going to realize the importance of it. So it's all about you realizing this importance, by the end of the month of October 2021, and then November, it's going to be the time when this is most certainly going to start blossoming. So there is a very strong connection, a karmic connection, spiritual connection when it comes to the actual October and November at the same time. So it's about this wonderful, amazing spiritual seed that you are going to plant, and that is really going to take you places, that is really going to have an amazing impact on your life, not only when it comes to your emotions, but you're just going to start finding yourself again. I'm not saying that you've lost yourself, but you will see exactly what I mean. It is the feeling you are going to have throughout the months of October that you didn't feel, that you didn't have in a long time, and that in itself is going to be very strong indicator that the things are going to start changing for you. But also, you have got when it comes to numerology, your number is 1904, and that means 1904, and that means that your eyes are suddenly just out of the blue going to be open. But at the same time, you just need to understand that the importance of following your own path, and the best way to follow your own spiritual path and to not to be led astray, because there is a lot going on and it's just very confusing time indeed, and that is like kind of messing with people's vibrations, and that in return kind of make you maybe not being yourself, because people tend to not give a credit to themselves when they should give a credit to themselves, and this is where the big step is going to happen. This is when the big moment is going to happen within the first 21 days this October. It is going to be like your eyes are going to be open. You're going to be able to reconnect and connect with yourself from a much more powerful angle when it comes to your spirituality. But most importantly, it's like the realization that you should give credit to yourself, but also to listen to yourself, because that's the best way not to be led astray. Number 1904 also in numerology means that you are going to have an important victory this month over the actual confusion and chaos. And I'm repeating this purely because it's very important, and it's just something that slowed you down so much, but it affected you. And once this energy just starts going away, then you will see basically what I meant exactly, but in terms of how much you were actually affected, and how much these negative energies actually drained you, and how much they affected your way of thinking. So this is really, really important moment of victory, and both victory and mental clarity as well. On another hand, it's just basically about this really like a spiritual moment as well that we are talking about here, that I'm talking about here. that I would like to prepare you for as well, like a very spiritual moment that you're going to have. And I know that I talk about spirituality quite a lot, but spirituality is like ridiculously important with every single aspect of our lives. If there is something wrong with our own spirituality, our own understanding, then this is going to kind of affect our vibration. And if our vibration is affected, then our energy gets drained really quickly. If our energy gets drained really quickly, that means that we are losing balance. And if we are losing balance, we need to find out what is actually draining you exactly, and what is causing that loss of balance. So this is why this is going to be so important. So when I say that you're going to have like a really spiritual moment, my Lord, this is so important, this spiritual moment. So this is just basically going to be like the realization, like suddenly, you will want to kind of like do something that you didn't want to do in a long time, and this is going to have very strong connections with your past yet again. That in itself is going to be connected to the actual revelation. You will know, you will feel, you will sense like there is not tomorrow what part of your life is missing, what part of your life you have been ignoring, and what part of your life you should be paying attention to, but most importantly, how much this actually affected you. Suddenly you will see, and you're going to become aware of the person maybe, or people, or a group of people in your life that have been kind of contributing towards your own negativity. So this is why it's so important to protect yourself spiritually. You need to understand to be as optimistic as you can, but also you need to understand that this month is also going to be kind of months of like a rather interesting confusion as well. On one hand, psychically you will be able to understand and connect to the actual quite a lot what is going on around you, but then on another hand, you just need to kind of give a credit every single time to yourself. When something comes to you, you want to do something, you want to kind of try something, you want to start something, there is something very specific that is going to happen, and this is all to do with your own spirituality and that spiritual moment, because it's just going to be like, oh my God, ding ding, like just a bit of like a little spiritual bells are going to start ringing, because it's just going to be in terms of you finding the missing parts of you, but the realization is going to be huge. It's going to be above absolutely everything else how important it is to actually protect yourself within your own energy, and that you can only do by being strong, by keeping your head up, by allowing this self-esteem and the courage to take over, because for the first time in a long time you're going to feel like you have a control over a situation, over like a very difficult situation, and this is all going to happen at around a certain conclusion, and there is going to be some kind of debate that you're going to have with somebody, very important discussion, and that person is going to be kind of rather difficult and rather dark when it comes to their energy. So this is why I repeat really much so strongly, especially when it comes to the last week of October, that this is when this is going to take place. So you just need to kind of stick to your own guns, you just need to kind of have your feet on the ground, and that's the best way to protect, not only to protect yourself, but to respond in the best possible way. On another hand, I can see that you're actually going to become aware also of the certain, maybe, like a person in particular. I know I'm being like, oh God, but it's all about you releasing from the situation that no longer serve you, and you need to see exactly what this is actually going to be, because this is rather important, because somebody's like really draining your energy like big time. Somebody's draining your energy like there is no tomorrow when it comes to control, and that is affecting your ambition, and that is affecting your way of planning. So which means also that you're going to become aware of who this person is. This is a rather negative person in your life or at around your life that is having some kind of impact on you, that it's rather negative, and it's just like kind of becoming rather controlling. It's a little bit of nervousness around this person. I see a little bit of stroppiness. I see it around this person. So it's just a very strong sign and indication you are going to have by the end of the actual month of October about this person, and that in itself is going to be brilliant, because it's almost immediately going to kind of point you out of the situation. It's going to point you out of the part of your life that no longer serve you. And this is exactly how you're going to know what part of your life is this, because it's connected to this particular person. This is rather important, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Okay, and when it comes to your health and when it comes to your nutrition, I mean, this is also yet again a rather important month to just keep on taking what I said in the previous months as well. It's more important than ever just to keep on taking things that are actually going to boost your immune system. So it would be like something like organic acerola cherry powder, or it would be like maybe like organic camu camu, and both of these things are quite high, ridiculously high in natural vitamin C. This is something that I would highly recommend you to take every single day alongside vitamin D, natural vitamin D. Even if you're exposed to the sun, I would still recommend a dose of natural vitamin D alongside the actual zinc. So this combination of these three things is super important when it comes to actually boosting your own immunity. Now it's more important than ever, and you are going to find this rather beneficial, because only like after like a few days of taking, you're going to feel so much better. And then on another hand, I would also suggest, because I can see the sensitivity in the stomach again, and you, my gorgeous Aries, seems to be kind of very sensitive. You have been quite sensitive when it comes to your stomach for quite a while, so I would really highly suggest you to take something like a basically maybe organic aloe vera juice. It's absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant when it comes to the entire digestive system, but it's also brilliant when it comes to like bringing a rather soothing feeling when it comes to your stomach as well. So organic aloe vera juice is something that I would absolutely recommend you. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now, my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to see what is the first rather important date that you should be paying attention to. Now, the first big mama date, the first important date, it's actually going to be on the 3rd of October. But the 1st of October, you're gonna feel something. My God, something is gonna be revealed to you on the 1st of October, and this is gonna be so personal to you. This is going, for number one, this is gonna be so personal to you. This is gonna mean to you so much. But then again, it's gonna open your eyes, and you're gonna feel something that you've never felt before. So the 1st of October, it's going to bring this, and this is nothing unusual, because this is a very powerful month. It's a very deep month. It's a very spiritual month. You know, we just drift into like a slightly different dimension when it comes to the actual month of October, and you will see exactly what I mean. And it's not only like, oh yeah, the whole month of October. It's just basically every single day that we go through, you know, in the month of October becomes like kind of more intense, but it's in a really positive way, actually, because it helps us to kind of like absorb so much of that we couldn't actually absorb. The energy, the level of understanding, and our subconscious mind and conscious mind, you know, it all kind of like really kind of has got like a very powerful balance. So as the time goes by the end of this month, you know, it becomes more intense. And then again, of course, that we have got the 30th and the 31st of October, which are really, really powerful when it comes to this indeed. So now it's basically about the 1st of October, what I just mentioned to you. What are you going to feel? And it's more like about a strong sense of direction, and this is going to make you feel it's going to inspire you. It's to do with an inspiration. It's to do with a new beginning. It's to do with a new start, but it's also to do with like a lost element of yourself and the part of your life that you have been maybe ignoring. Why did I mention the 29th, 30th, sorry, the 29th, 30th, and the 31st? All these three last days, 29, 30, and 31st of October, they're all going to be very intense indeed. Probably the most intense is going to be the 31st, where you are going to get like a very important spiritual message. But the 29th, 30, and the 31st of October are going to reveal to you the next step. So what was on your mind on the 1st of October, just remember the last 3 days of October are going to bring you really powerful, mind-blowing inspiration what the next step is actually going to be. Now, what, as I said, the 3rd of October, now is just basically, this is the day when you're gonna feel a little bit of interruption. There is a little surprise that you are going to have here, and that in itself, it's pretty much so connected to the actual, you thinking about discontinuing something, you thinking about stopping something, but at the same time, it's all about the actual unexpected change, you know. But this unexpected change is going to cause you to kind of have a little bit of lack of ambition, and this is when things are going to become really interesting, because at the same time you're going to kind of have your eyes wide open, and at the same time you need to remember that it's October, so you understand so much more. It's like the long hermit mode, you know. The whole month of October I can describe as the long hermit mode, which means that you just understand so much comes to you, so much realization, inspiration, you know. The directions are just literally shown to you. So the 3rd of October, it's important because it's about you will realize that this is exactly the same thing that kind of caused interruption and unexpected change, you know, and lack of ambition. You will realize that this actually made you kind of be very much so to lose your self-esteem and confidence when it comes to starting new things, when it comes to you feeling yourself. There is a lot that is going to come out of it, and that in itself, it's remarkable, because it's almost immediately gonna like flip things over for you nicely, my babies, but very nicely indeed. Nice spiritual flip-flop moment, which means that in itself, this difficulty that you've had, you know, for a while because of this, now that's just the actual realization is going to help you to drift like really nicely on top of the things. You elevate yourself on top of the things, which is in return going to give you nice control over that particular situation, and that is going to reflect on your strength, courage, you know. It's going to re-energize you like there is no tomorrow. But in particular, when it comes to the actual next step, when it comes to determination, when it comes to this confidence, you know, you're going to become aware of the actual certain accomplishments in your life. They're going to happen at the right time, and this is very important, because we need to kind of recognize our own accomplishments and not to ignore them, because if we're ignoring them, we're just going to hit the brick wall at certain moment, in certain point in time. So this is an important moment where you're going to realize how important it is to give the actual credit to yourself. This is wonderful because it's at the same time going to help you to start, you're just going to start aligning yourself really nicely here. And what you're going to do, what is going to come to you by the end of the day on the 3rd of October, is just going to be not only beneficial for you, but it's just going to be beneficial for every single person who mean to you so much in your life as well, because this is going to reflect on your happiness, on your optimism, but it's also going to make you feel so good about yourself, and people are going to be able to notice this and check how things are going to be interesting, especially in between the 3rd of October and the end of that month. Very important and very interesting indeed. The second very significant date for you, my gorgeous Aries, is going to be on the 19th of October. Now, on the 19th of October, it's like, oh my God, it's all about the actual you feeling very creative. You're gonna find yourself feeling very creative, which is gonna start on the 19th of October, but that creativity is gonna be very highlighted 19th, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 until the 27th of October 2021. This is the time of creativity, but it's at the same time of like a very important new beginning in your life. It's pretty much so to do with you being unique, being yourself, allowing yourself to be yourself. It's almost like it has got like an element of invention, but also most importantly, it's like pretty much so to do with the start of an undertaking. It's start of something very kind of important in your life when it comes to the actual gain, and also, you know, beginning of a very meaningful experience. You know, it's like an adventure. This is very, very important, because also, you know, in like a very much so like a universe terms or a spiritual terms, this is like, oh my Lord, this is like a big mama moment, you know, and this is a very important moment. And the reason why I say this, because in spirit spiritual terms, it's the symbol of the baby, of the birth of the baby. And now when you look at it symbolically and in the spiritual terms, of course baby's always great, baby always makes everybody happy and all these things, like a physical baby. But when it comes to the actual, in terms of like a spirituality, it means something very special, something very unique. It's going to start something very significant. It's going to start something that is going to change your life within these days. And also it's going to take a long time to get where you need to get. Okay, it's going to be a long journey indeed, but most certainly every single step of the way it's going to be how it's meant to be, and it's going to change in the best possible way forever. So in spiritual terms, it's the baby that is keep on changing and growing, but you are learning at the same time, and this is an important part of your life, that it's also going to begin the process of an important change. I hope I'm being clear here, but this is a very, very important time, and I really think that from the 19th of October you literally have to see what is making you feel happy and what is making you feel sad. What is making you feel sad, bye bye baby. You don't need to start like things to do things straight away, but it's all about your mind and the power of your mind and how much you're going to allow yourself to progress at this moment in time. But most importantly, on the 19th of October, just pay attention, you know, from that moment onwards, and I would even go like right until the end of this month. Just pay attention to what is inspiring you, what is making you feel good, what is making you feel creative, because there you are going to find your answer, what the next step is going to be. On another hand, you know, the certain judgment you are going to need to make. But then at the same time, the 19th of October, it's very important to kind of forgive and forget, because this is the part of your karma, this is the part of your challenge, and it looks like somebody is going to kind of pop back into your mind whom you're going to be very angry with, maybe karmically. You should just let them go. I know for me it's easy to say, oh yeah, just let them go, but please, you just kind of like live your life and you do things, you know, that make sense to you accordingly. But if you do have somebody on the 19th of October that you're angry, or at around 19th of October that you're angry with, somebody's just going to come to your mind, or somebody may kind of a little bit like make you angry, somebody may make you angry, that it can leave like a very negative karmic imprint on you that you're going to have to work on for a long time if you just kind of let that energy take away things from you, like your own energy. Or somebody's like kind of come be in your mind, a certain person is just going to be highlighted in your mind in terms of like like somebody who suddenly you remember this somebody, certain person that you were angry with, and then you're still angry with them, and this is your sign that you need to let them go, because as soon as you let them go, you know, this is going to immediately kind of reflect on your own improvement and development. And also, you know, you're gonna become aware of like a very important moment when it comes to outcome of the past effort. My gorgeous Erin is on the 19th of October, and this is important because you are going to be in a position to help somebody. You know, you're going to be in a position, an important position, to give an advice to somebody from the certain knowledge that you have gained, from the certain knowledge that this other person is going to find beneficial so much. And I'm talking about somebody very special, and I'm talking about somebody very specific in your life, because this, my gorgeous Erin, is, you know, is the turning point when it comes to the actual bad luck. So any bad luck that you've felt, any bad luck that you've had, any negativities that you've just kind of drawn so much out of you, especially at least like within the last 12 months, now this is going to bring your turning point. So this is really important. It's good to be like as like pretty much so intuitive as you possibly can. You know, you just go with the flow as much as you can by responding to things that only make sense to you. That there is no time like now to actually like listen to these feelings and emotions, because they're going to be pretty much so intense and highlighted, and they are going to be like pretty much so connected to your own personal path. So that's why you must not ignore them. The third important date, of course, that is going to be on the 31st of October. Now the 31st of October, there is one very specific sign that you are going to have, and I need you to understand that this is going to be so important. The specific sign that you are going to have is just going to like kind of come out of the blue. It's going to like come out of nowhere. Something is going to happen to you on the 31st of October, and you're going to find yourself in a certain place, in a certain element, and it doesn't really matter where you are, but it's about the specific dimension that I'm talking about. You're going to find yourself in this specific dimension, and that specific dimension is going to really provide you with an important sign. This is going to be so personal to you, so important to you, and suddenly something is just going to come to you. Exactly what do you need to do when it comes to like a broken sequence in your life, you know, when it comes to like the maybe certain unexpected like a negativities that you have been going to, but most certainly when it comes to those parts of your life, you know, that you've been going through lately, that you kind of thought that you had a bad luck with. So this is what I'm saying to you, that this is going to be so important, because this sign is going to give you a very powerful indication, very, very strong and very unusual sign, but at the same time you will know exactly what this means. It's all about your own personal confirmation, but also at the same time, what do you need to be devoted to, what do you need to be loyal to, and most importantly, where in your life you need to offer like more services and efforts when it comes to the actual specific goal. You see, this is all about you and your specific goal in your life, and this in itself it's almost immediately going to put you in a little bit of a hermit mode, and this is wonderful. This is mind-blowing that you're actually going to have a hermit mode on the 31st of October, because your own power, your own magic is going to be doubled up, which means that when you have the hermit moment, you know, it could last on like about a few hours, and then you want to be by yourself. You're going to drift into like a very unusual dimension, but that in itself is going to help you realize something so important. On another hand, that you're going to just become aware of the invitation or the actual opportunity which is soon going to arise, you know, and that is just going to also, on another hand, it's going to be a very wise moment that you are going to have, and you're going to come up with some kind of plan, in particular how to approach the certain situation in your life in order to go on the next step, in order to go on the next stage. You know, this is to do with your own advancement, but also is to do with like something very attractive to you, and there is a certain request that you're going to become aware of at the same time, but then that you're going to find challenging, but that doesn't matter, because most certainly this is going to like really help you to go on the next stage in your life. I'm just going to let Coco in, sorry, because he's Coco, he's trying to come into the room, because since I came back, because I was away for a while, so since I came back, I think he's just so worried that I will go again, and he's just not leaving me at all. He's around me at the same time. It's so cute. He's normally around me at the same time, my cat Coco, but now it's like very intense, like he's really worried, you know, like that I'm going to go away, because I've been away for quite a while, so bless him. Okay, so now what I was going to say, now I'm just going to briefly say what is going to happen in the first part of October, mid part of October and last part of October. So the first, what to pay attention to, because I said what's going to happen now, but I'm just going to say what is going to what to pay attention to in the first part, mid part and the last part. So the first part of October, just remember that karmically this is like a very, very powerful time when it comes to like the actual success, and pay attention to the first 10 days in October when it comes to like epiphanies. Okay, pay attention to the first 10 days in October when it comes to epiphanies, because they're pretty much going to be connected to the actual success, and also they will be leading to quite magical and important opportunities. You know, it's about the plans that are going to work out really, really perfectly. So any plans that you may have within the first 10 days, especially when they come to you intuitively, just remember they're going to work out really well. The mid part of October is about the actual you know, also bit more dates, you know, 11th, 12th and the 13th and the 14th and the 15th of October, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th of October in particular. These days are going to reveal something to you. It's about an important revelation as well, so it may not be specifically on these particular days, but the mid part of October, most certainly the 10 days, you know, so it's not the first 10 days, the second 10 14 days, you know. It's just about all these days that are going to be quite important, the mid-October, when it comes to this revelation that I'm talking about, you know. And the revelation is going to confuse you, but most certainly you just need to pay attention to signs, but listen to your intuition at the same time. You need to remember to let go of your fears. This is very important, you know, because this revelation is going to make so much clear to you. Revelation, realization, your eyes are going to be open. This is important indeed. The third part of October is just so significant when it comes to people in your life, when it comes to relationships in your life, you know, a lack of balance when it comes to people. So please, please, please try to connect and reconnect with people in your life that that mean to you so much, you know. This is very important, you know, time of connection and reconnection, because there is one specific person that you're gonna reconnect with, you know. Maybe you haven't seen them maybe in a long time, and maybe you haven't seen them in just like about a week or two, you know. It really depends what is long for you, but most certainly somebody very close to you whom you are going to reconnect with is going to have a very significant message for you, very, very important message for you, which is going to surprise you, but most certainly you're going to find it very, very beneficial indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to see what is going to happen with those of you that are single and those of you that are in relationship. Sorry, for those of you that are in relationship first, and then for those of you that are single. Okay, so but before I go there, I would highly recommend you to get something like a chakra pendant. Absolutely a must, as I said, and I was advertising this last month as well. This chakra pendant is absolutely beautiful, and it has got a perfect balance of crystals when it comes to your chakra and chakras, and also at the same time this comes with a gorgeous sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and it's a beautiful pendant to have. But on another hand, you're going to find this really beneficial when it comes to your energy being drained, not only in October but in November and December until the rest of the year. This pendant is a must, because it's going to help you so much with your own energy, but it's also going to help you to keep your feet on the ground, you know. And by grounding yourself, you understand so much more, and you allow the energy to flow, and that in itself will really kind of brush up on your own intuition, and it just gives you more power where you need power in your life to actually go and project. So this is something I highly recommend you, this gorgeous chakra pendant, and the link to buy this is going to be in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Aries, you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, and also what would I like to recommend you would be like a sage stick and dry sage stick, and I haven't got a dry sage stick here with me, but it's just basically the link is going to be in the description below. And dry sage stick, it's also rather important to actually get and try to smudge your home, because it's going to help you to get rid of the negative energies, any negativities or any negative energy that could have been accumulated over the time in your home. Now this is an important time to actually do this, because it's going to make you feel so much better as well. Not only your home, but you are physically and mentally and spiritually going to feel so much better. And if you would like to buy this dry sage stick, then the link is in the description below. As I said, by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. So now the very first thing that I'm going to say about those of you that are in relationship, you know, you're both going to have like a day for the couples where you're gonna kind of have like a bit of like you're gonna have a days that you're individually going to have your own hermit moments, you know, on a different days. And this is nothing unusual, again, because it's the month of October, so we are drifting in all sorts of different dimensions indeed. So this is nothing unusual, but it looks like you're gonna be thinking about something, and your partner is gonna be thinking about something, and then at some moment, at some point in time, you're just gonna say, both of you, what you were thinking about, and it's gonna be absolutely brilliant, because it's going to require from both of you to have a certain debate with somebody, certain discussion with somebody. But this is really important at the same time, because what is going to come out of it is going to be super significant when it comes to your own success, when it comes to your future planning, and when it comes to you feeling financial security. This is pretty much so important, you know, because by the end of October, you're going to find yourself yourself on a very, very interesting journey, you know, and some kind of shortcut is going to be like almost immediately in front of both of you. Something that you wanted to do, now you're going to find yourself on this particular path and you're going to absolutely love it. But you just have to trust yourself, you know, ignore any negativities or anything like that that can actually drain your energy, but just trust yourself. You will both know what to do. Just remember, it's all going to start with a hermit moment for you two individually, so you will know that this is the right thing to do. Okay, so now when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Aries, you know, it is just this month of October. It's going to be quite interesting. You know, what I really see is that you're going to see somebody who's going to inspire you like there is no tomorrow. I don't see that you're going to end up with that particular person, but then again, at the same time, someone is going to inspire you so much. This is going to enhance your confidence. This is going to enhance your self-esteem. I'm not saying that you need it enhancing, you know, but you will feel something so important. But also at the same time, you're going to learn something very specific about yourself, because that person, believe me or not, it is going to play an important role when it comes to your life. Almost like you're going to realize, oh my God, you know, how much you've actually changed, because suddenly you're going to find yourself being attracted to somebody who you wouldn't normally be attracted to, like the specific type of person, for example. But this is always a good sign, because it's showing that you are spiritually growing. So that person is actually going to be playing an important role, because later on, when it comes to November and December, when somebody proper comes in, you will see that how much this person was actually kind of playing an important role when it comes to this. So you will see exactly what I mean, because when it comes to love and things like that, November and December are going to be very interesting. But October, it's still going to be the months of learning, the months on your path where you're still gonna karmically go through certain things in order to find yourself again. Very, very important time for you, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you, my gorgeous people. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of healing, love and lights. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of healing, love and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Aries. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. I love you. Bye.